Welcome back to the Stoic Tube. In a society that idolizes marriage as the ultimate form of loyalty and stability, it might seem counterintuitive, even shocking, to suggest that married women are often the easiest prey when it comes to emotional or romantic manipulation. Yet, this concept is quietly accepted in certain circles, in red pill communities, among certain types of men, and even whispered among women themselves. But what lies beneath this idea? Is it rooted in truth, or is it just a cynical myth? This article dives deep into the emotional, psychological, and social dynamics that explain why some married women become vulnerable to outside attention, and why, in the right or wrong circumstances, they can be surprisingly easy targets for men who know how to play the game. 1. Emotional starvation in long-term relationships. The number one reason why married women are often vulnerable is emotional neglect. Over time, many marriages slide into a pattern of emotional disconnection. Routine replaces passion. The "I love you" texts turn into grocery lists. Instead of being lovers, partners become co-parents or logistical teammates. This emotional starvation creates a massive opening. A woman who hasn't been complimented in months can be swept off her feet by a stranger who simply notices her. One sincere "you look amazing" can trigger feelings she hasn't felt in years. It's not about being easy, it's about being hungry. And when someone is starving, even crumbs can feel like a feast. 2. The illusion of safety. Many people assume that married women are automatically safe from temptation because they're committed, tied down, or uninterested in starting over. Ironically, this illusion makes them more attractive prey. Why? Because men who approach married women know they can offer excitement without responsibility. She's unlikely to leave her husband. She's not chasing a relationship. She's just looking to feel something again. That makes the dynamic emotionally intense, but often non-threatening for the man involved. In other words, married women are viewed as low risk, high reward. 3. Boredom and routine. The silent killers. Let's be real, marriage can get boring. The spark that once existed fades behind school runs, deadlines, bills, and routine sex, or no sex at all. And women, especially those who once thrived on attention, novelty, and excitement, begin to feel invisible. When someone new enters her life and brings back even a fraction of that old feeling, laughs at her jokes, texts her "good morning," or flirts casually, it awakens something dormant. Not because she's morally weak, but because she remembers what it feels like to be alive. 4. The power of validation. Validation is the drug, and for many married women, it's in short supply. Maybe her husband stopped noticing her, maybe he's always busy, maybe he's emotionally shut down. Whatever the case, she feels unseen. Enter a man who gives her attention. Maybe it starts innocently, a comment, a compliment, a shared joke, but it quickly escalates. Validation becomes addictive. He listens, he responds, he cares, or at least pretends to. And she begins to feel like her younger, more desirable self again. This emotional high is powerful. It clouds judgment. It opens doors. 5. Social media, the secret playground. We live in a digital age where connection is one click away. Social media has become a secret escape for many married women. It's a playground of likes, comments, emojis, and DMs that often feel safer than reality, but carry just as much emotional weight. A woman can post a selfie and receive 50 compliments. She can engage in private conversations with men she knew years ago or complete strangers. These interactions often start as harmless, flirty banter, but can quickly become emotionally intimate. The DM is the modern affair starter. 6. Suppressed desires and hidden fantasies. Just because a woman is married doesn't mean she stopped having desires. In fact, many women in long-term marriages suppress their fantasies, desires, and sensuality because they don't feel safe expressing them in their current relationship. But suppression doesn't mean elimination. All it takes is one man who taps into her fantasies, who sees her in a different light, for the floodgates to open. It's not about seduction. It's about recognition. She wants to feel desired. And when someone offers that energy, it becomes hard to resist. 7. Emotional availability. Outside the home. Contrary to popular belief, affairs are rarely about sex. They're about emotional connection. Most married women who engage in emotional or physical affairs aren't looking to upgrade their man. They're looking for someone who listens, who understands, who connects. This is why co-workers, gym buddies, old friends, or even online strangers often become emotional threats. These men have no baggage with her. They're not tied to the bills or the kids. They just show up, listen, and engage on a level her partner may have neglected. That emotional availability becomes dangerously attractive. 8. The unspoken crisis, identity loss in marriage. Many women lose their identity in marriage. They go from being vibrant, independent individuals to wife, mom, house manager. Their individuality takes a back seat to the family unit. But deep down, they remember who they used to be. And when a man outside the marriage reminds them of that, through conversation, flirtation, or shared interests, it's not just attention, it's resurrection. He makes her feel like her again, and she'll chase that feeling even if she knows it's risky. 9. The seduction of secrecy. There's something seductive about doing what's forbidden. For some married women, the danger itself is intoxicating. Sneaking around, secret texts, private meetings. It's not just about connection, it's about the thrill of not being caught. And some men know how to use this thrill to their advantage. They don't pressure, they don't force, they suggest. They let her fill in the blanks. The secrecy becomes part of the seduction. 10. Lack of emotional communication in marriage. A lot of women try to communicate their needs to their husbands, but they're met with silence, defensiveness, or outright dismissal. Over time, they stop trying. But those needs don't go away. They just go underground. So when another man listens without judgment, when he shows interest without arguing, he becomes a safe outlet. She opens up, she shares, she bonds. That emotional bridge quickly becomes a pathway to something deeper. Conclusion: so what's the real truth behind why married women are often seen as the easiest prey? It's not because they're weak. It's not because they're disloyal. It's because marriage, ironically, can create the perfect storm of emotional neglect, routine, and unmet needs. Over time, many married women stop being seen as individuals. They become wife, mother, partner, but their identity, sensuality, and emotional needs fade into the background. And that's exactly when the cracks start to show. And here's where the truth gets uncomfortable. When someone comes along who simply listens, pays attention, compliments her, or sparks an old feeling, those cracks turn into doorways. The prey mindset doesn't stem from the woman herself. It stems from the emotional environment she's trapped in. An environment where she's overlooked, undervalued, and emotionally starved. In that space, even the smallest amount of attention feels like a lifeline. That's why so many men who understand psychology, who know how to read emotional cues, who can offer validation or even just casual conversation, find married women surprisingly open, not because they're looking to cheat, but because they're looking to feel something again, something real, something lost. And let's not sugarcoat it. Some men weaponize this. They study behavior, they know when to strike, they look for that silence in her eyes, that hesitation in her smile, the way she lights up at the slightest compliment. These are the signals of emotional hunger, and when vulnerability meets opportunity, the result is predictable. But this conversation isn't just about blame or strategy, it's a wake-up call. For women, it's a reminder to be honest about your needs. Don't stay silent in a marriage that's emotionally dying. Your silence doesn't protect your bond. It erodes it from the inside. For men, especially husbands, this is a reality check. Attention is not a luxury. It's a necessity. When you stop seeing her, stop appreciating her, stop engaging her emotionally, you create space for someone else to step in. Not because she's chasing it, but because humans crave connection. If you don't give it, someone else will offer it. Simple. And for those watching this from the outside, those who find themselves attracted to married women, drawn to their vulnerability, understand what you're stepping into. It's not always just a game. It's not just seduction. It's a complex web of loneliness, fantasy, resentment, and unmet emotional needs. Yes, married women can be the easiest prey, but only when the marriage itself has already let them down. So, the truth? It's not about morality. It's not about labels. It's about emotional access. And the ones who understand that often hold the power in situations most people never see coming.